how are you? Wonderful start to your week. It's Wednesday. I can't believe we're halfway through. It's easiness. And we've got an action lockdown show planned for you today. Feel good, people out there doing incredible things in South Africa, literally just paving the way for other people to watch and be inspired and hopefully follow suit. I just wanted to say, first of all, thank you very much for tuning into the lockdown. We are GoodLuck. This is our feel-good, positive morning talk show where we bring you stories that we're inspired by, stories that are trending worldwide, and a collection of music, cooking, comedy, arts, whatever we can imagine, whatever you guys want to see. And today we've got an action-packed show, lots and lots and lots of guests on the show, lots of amazing guests on the show. But before we get to our guests, we're starting with a very good news story. And basically the synopsis of the story is that in just 2 days, from concession to rollout, so just 2 days, a collective of artists came together and decided they wanted to raise money to help those in need, to create a relief fund for those in need during the COVID-19 situation. So a whole bunch of artists came together during the lockdown, and within just a couple of days, each of them revealed their campaign artwork and managed to raise 2 million rand in just a few days by auctioning their art. And the artists that were involved were artists like Penny Siopsis, Sam Ngletwa, sorry, I have to say this properly, Nglegetwa, Diane Victor, Artmore Ceramic Art, Gerard Marks, and Tenjiwa Nkosi. They managed to collectively come together with these beautiful pieces of art and literally just put them on auction and raise 2 million rand, which is unreal. It's amazing to see how music and art can change the face of the world when focus is put on it. And there was also a piece sold by William Kentridge, which was entitled "Where Shall We Place Our Hope?" that was sold for 500,000 rand, which was just unreal. This basically was established prior to the auction, so they already kicked off with 500,000. And then ended up raising 2 million rand for those in need through COVID-19. Have we got pictures of the art? Have we shown it already? Let's have a look at what that art looked like. It's absolutely beautiful. Check it out. These are some of the pieces that went on auction and managed to raise all that money. It's unbelievably cool. Taking you through some of the collective artworks. And personally, I'm a big fan of art. So for me to hear that these artists are coming together, putting their skill, putting their expertise behind a fund like this and behind a cause like this, it's a remarkable thing. And these pictures are beautiful. I think we have sculptures and we have pictures here. You can see some of the biggest artists in South Africa coming together to put their voice and put their talents to use during this time. It's a wonderful thing. So yeah, those are basically some of the artists that we had, and very proud to see what they've done. Go support them. Go check out their art. Go check out their foundation. Go get behind what they're doing, because I think obviously they can't raise the money without the support of the public. And there's some great pieces on auction. I think they've already been auctioned, already sold off, but I'm sure they will be doing some more. And straight from art, we're heading into cooking. Today we've got probably South Africa's biggest celebrity chef on the show. She is phenomenal. Her name is Zola Nene. You guys, she's absolutely no stranger to you guys at home. She started her career off with the Espresso show and has moved on to have her own TV show. She's featured on many cooking shows as a judge and a celebrity judge. She's a wonderful person. We've cooked with her quite a few times on the Espresso show. And today she's going to be cooking for you a carrot walnut raisin loaf. Sounds delicious. So Zola, take us through your cooking today.
Hi guys, Zola here, your Eat Out foodie at large. So I have noticed that during lockdown, a lot of you have found your inner baker, and I love to see it, guys. I love to see it. And I've also noticed this trend going around of everybody making a banana bread. Okay, we're not making banana bread today, but can I tell you a secret? I don't eat bananas. Shh, don't tell the banana bread crew. So we're not making banana bread, we are making another loaf today, a delicious loaf for people like me who don't eat bananas but also love a spot of, easy peasy baking. We are making a carrot, walnut and raisin loaf. And let's bake, everybody, let's bake. Right, so my cake is beautifully cooled. Okay. Okay, so for the topping, I am not going to make an icing because the cake is beautifully sweet and decadent enough. What I am going to do is give it a bit of acidity with some coconut yogurt topping. So what I've done to the yogurt is I've just put in a bowl over a sieve and just put in some muslin just to take out any excess moisture, and that's going to be the topping for my cake. How delicious. Right guys, I can honestly say to you, it is delicious. Inside it's sticky and sweet. Better give this a try. And all you banana breaders, try this, try this. Thank you so much everybody for baking with me. Now leave me while I eat. Thanks.
Zola, do we have you on the line there, my darling? I think we've got her. Hello! Oh, it's so nice to see your face. It's been a while.
Yours too, Gordon.
Hey, how have you been? How have you been coping with lockdown and, you know, just the whole crazy situation? Have you been managing to keep yourself busy and still cooking all the time, or have you been going a bit mad?
I think a little bit of madness, absolutely. I think everybody, it's such a different situation and a new normal that we're all struggling to get used to, but slowly but surely we are getting used to it, and we realize that it is for a reason why, you know, we have to take a break and not live our normal lives. But yeah, coping okay. Lucky for me, I do have cooking as an outlet. So that's been good. So I've been cooking a lot, baking a lot. And just getting used to staying indoors.
That's wonderful. I think for somebody who really has a passion for cooking, you know, this has been quite a nice time, I suppose, to get creative and learn some, or teach yourself some new tricks. I know that you have a cookbook, which is obviously, you know, world famous. It won Best in the World at the Gourmand Cookbooks Awards, so the Simply Zola 2018 edition. Are you starting to think of maybe another cookbook this year or next year? Are you starting to plan towards something new?
Well, this Simply Zola is my second book, so I have two books.
Your second book, yes.
And I don't know. I think I probably should start thinking of a third one because everyone's asking for a third one.
Yeah.
But maybe I should do a lockdown edition, of a cookbook. I don't know. I will see. We'll see.
You know, I think your food is so, you know, it appeals to so many people, and I think it crosses over to so many different cultures, and I think that's why everyone's hungry for a new Zola cookbook. But I know what it's like. It's like making an album, you know. You put a lot of work and heart and soul into it, and people don't really understand. Yeah. They're like, oh, you just make an album, you just make a cookbook, you know. But I know what it takes, so I'm sure you like, okay, I got to do this, but when? And you're a busy lady already, as we all know. Tell us a little bit about, you recently featured with Gordon Ramsay. It hasn't aired yet, am I right, on the Uncharted with Gordon Ramsay, and it's going to air in June and August. Am I right? Yeah. On National Geographic. How was that experience?
Yes, so
working with Gordon.
It was amazing. So it hasn't aired yet. It is in the US and Asia from June, but it only is in South Africa from August. So we've got a bit of a wait, but my episode is the first one to air in SA. So it's really, really exciting. It was so exciting. Amazing experience. Meeting Gordon and getting to work alongside Gordon was just an experience out of this world. And he was just such a wonderful human being. He's super tall. People don't realize how tall he is. Yes, I'm sure. But he's super
and you're quite many, I was going to say, like this. Did you have to stand on like a block when you were working next to him, or was it just like looking up at the big man up there? Zola,
I contemplated it, actually. I did.
Sure. Zola, you know, I know that, a lot of people think of Gordon and they think of, you know, he's got that two-sided personality. Did the mean side come out, the sweary, nasty, or was he just like nice to you the whole way through?
I think that people think that his swearing is the mean side, but no, that's just how he speaks, actually, is what I learned.
This is his language.
So there was he wasn't mean. Yeah, he wasn't mean in any way. He was actually really, really lovely. But was there swearing? Absolutely. I don't think it would be a golden show without any swearing. So yes, there were a few F-bombs here and there.
Yeah.
But in the nicest way.
Nothing you can't deal with, yeah. Ah, man, it's part of his character, as you say, and I think it makes him still, like an interesting character. You can't be ordinary and be on TV. And I know your character, you're just so bubbly and you're so fun. And every time we've cooked with you on the Espresso Show, it's always been a laugh. And obviously, I think Ben has been more your sous chef than me in the past. But I've always enjoyed the produce that you guys make. It's always nice to have a little snack after that 5 o'clock in the morning call time.
I know, everyone's usually starving on the show. But yeah, Ben is quite the cook. Hey, he knows his way around the kitchen, and often he was coming on the show to sort of help me out, and I'd have to stand back because he was just like, "I got this," and I was like, "Yes, Ben, sure."
Like, okay. I've always said that I think I'd love to see a Ben and Zola like travel cooking show at some point in time. I think
fun.
it's just a seed that I've planted in my head, and it would be so nice. He's sitting there looking like your big expectations on his face. But it would be super nice to see it.
It would be amazing. Ben, let's make this happen. Let's do it. I think it'll be amazing.
I know.
Okay, I'm keen.
He's keen. I think. Hold on, we're going to switch to him quickly. You can chat about this with your little sous chef here.
I'm the little sous chef.
No,
now.
you're the understudy.
Okay, listen, I can make the theme music for our show. How about that? Would that be a good thing?
You can do the music and the cooking, Ben, because I've seen you in the kitchen. You hold your own. So I'll be your sous chef, actually. That's
No. Listen, it's all about teamwork. That's my belief. That would be a really, really cool thing to do, though. I know we have spoken about that before. But I think the lockdown, Jules, did sort of put a slight sort of barrier to entry on doing a travel cooking show.
I know, I'm dreaming big here, I'm dreaming big.
Post-corona, we can still dream.
Okay, cool. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
We start planning now, whilst we've got the time.
Exactly.
Zola, so you featured on the Great South African Bake Off. You've done My Kitchen Rules. You were cast of the Wedding Bashes as well. And you have your own show, Celeb Feast with Zola, which we all love. Which, by the way, where's my invitation to that? I need to be on that show next time. I want to be on the feasts part of that show because I like to eat. I don't like to cook so much, but I love to eat.
You got to cook if you come on the show.
Oh, do you? Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not terrible. I'm just not like I'm not a Ben. Put it that way. But I just wanted to know from your side, all these different things that you're juggling or that you've been juggling. Have you continued during lockdown to work on some of these projects? And obviously, the TV side as well as just, everything that you do. Have you managed to keep some of those going, or has everything come to a grinding halt? How have you in your work life managed to navigate your way around the situation?
The TV stuff obviously had to be put on hold, so I haven't shot any TV content or anything like that. But because I've been working from home for quite a while now, I'm lucky that I've had clients of mine, food clients of mine that have been with me for many, many years, and I can shoot and film videos and things at home by myself. So I've sort of become a one-man production show.
Wow.
Or production, production company.
So you've literally had to do everything yourself?
I do. So I shop, I cook the food, I style the food, I shoot the food. Which has been a great learning curve. So that's the positivity that I've taken out of this, is that, these are things that I didn't think that I could do by myself. But, the COVID situation has made me realize that I'm more capable I'm capable of more than I thought I was. So luckily for me, I have been able to continue to work or sort of shift my style of work to suit the situation. So I'm very blessed that I do have clients who believe in me and trust me and trust my vision, and have given me the chance to actually show them what I can do
on your own
by myself.
You know what? I'm so proud of you for that. And I think what's so nice, I've certainly noticed it in like all areas of the entertainment industry, or some music as well. I think what it has done, the COVID situation, is it's kind of taken away all the layers of glamour in a way. It's stripped us down to our raw realness and our trueness. And I think what's really cool about that is that even though it's not as kind of beautifully lit and as expensive looking as when you're on TV, there is just this realness that's coming out from everyone, and the mistakes are lovely, and just the kind of the genuine, you get down to like, who is Zola, and you connect with that person on a level that's behind all of the fanciness that we're lucky to have when we normally shoot something, and I'm sure your fans have felt this new connection to you through that.
That's exactly right. And I was talking to David Higgs, who's a very famous chef himself, the other day, and he was saying, he's used to cooking in a restaurant and, producing lots of plates of food, but this being at home and cooking real food has been such an amazing experience for him as well, to feel as a chef. And I feel the same way. I think that, yes, it's been such a connecting point for so many of us, even though we can't physically be together. I think that like cooking a meal together and eating a meal together, even though it is remotely, it still feels like we're close. So I've loved seeing so many people get in the kitchen, cook along with me, message me, my mom's not here and it's my mom's birthday, but she needs to make this. Can you show me how to make this?
It's so cool.
It's been such a beautiful
people have just managed to connect with you more than ever. And I think also it's because we've quietened our minds down. We're less busy, we're less chaotic, we're less frantic, and rolling forward. Like, I know the last few days have picked up, and I found myself also starting to get really busy again, and I'm like, okay, hang on, Jules, remember how happy you've been in the last few months. Just keep that going and don't try and get so hectic that you can't even like find a moment to be with yourself. And I think, they've definitely, as you say, been some pluses to this.
Just breathe.
Yeah.
Totally. It's
Zola,
been such an advantage to be able to just sit and be by yourself and really think and really rest for the first time in a long time, and reanalyze where you want your life to go, what you want your life to be, and what the new normal for you will actually look like. So
absolutely.
I'm glad that we could all take something positive out of this.
Oh man, I love your vibe, and I love the way that you speak, and I love the way that you cook, and I love the way that you just exude happiness most of the time. I don't think I've ever seen you like in a bad mood since we've met you. You're always bubbly and happy, and even at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning when we have to be on set. I just want to thank you for all your beautiful meals, and continue please to inspire everyone with your food and your cooking. And thank you so much for being on the show. I just saw a comment that caught my eye in the comments here. Charlie Alves from what is his company called again? He does Hectic 99. He's a Kukla Media. That's it. Charlie has said when we were talking about the Ben and Zola show, he was like, Charlie says, let's do it. So we have one guy who's keen to make it happen.
Charlie,
we can call it cooking.
Jules,
B to Z.
so
Not A to Z, B to Z.
I love that.
Funny.
Listen.
I just want to, before I go, I just want to say thank you to you guys, to you, Jules, and you, Ben, for creating such a beautiful positive platform for people to come onto here and not necessarily only hear bad news, but also hear the wonderful things that are actually still happening in the country with our wonderful people. So thank you to you guys for always exuding positivity and just light. So thank you.
Oh, bless you for saying that. Thank you so much, Zola. We love you. We love you. We love you. Have a beautiful Wednesday.
I love you.
And thank you for cooking that delicious carrot loaf for us. I'm going to go cook it tonight when I get my baking skills on, which are terrible, but I'll try.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the gorgeous Zola Nene. She is just a star. I love her very much. We've enjoyed many, many, many hours in the Espresso Studios with her cooking, and I'm so proud of everything she's done and everything she's achieved. And what a wonderful way to kickstart our Wednesday with some delicious food. And up next, just having a look here. Ooh, very exciting. We've got an interview with Eat Out's Jeanine Boshoff. They've been doing some incredible things when it comes to restaurants and when it comes to doing good. Before we chat to her, we've got a video to play you guys all about it. So ladies and gentlemen, this is Eat Out on lockdown.
Our restaurants are closed, but there's something beautiful cooking in our kitchens. Hope is on the menu. For you, for me, for our communities. As more South Africans go hungry every day, these restaurants are choosing kindness, cooking for the old and frail, those who've lost their jobs, the children who aren't getting their meals at school. The Eat Out Restaurant Relief Fund, in partnership with Community Chest, is supporting those that are reopening their kitchens to help feed the needy. We're raising funds to help them pay their staff and suppliers to stay in business so they can keep cooking.
I can help. 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 To you.
You can help by visiting help.eatout.co.za to donate.
Wow.
Wait, I think one incredible initiative. I'm absolutely blown away by that. I think just to see the creativeness on the situation. You know, restaurants have been the hardest hit, and on the line we have Jeanine. Jeanine, are you there?
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, I can hear you perfectly. You look gorgeous. How are you?
And thank you. I'm great, thank you. How are you? Thanks so much for having us.
Oh, it's so nice to have you guys. Now, I just love this concept. I absolutely love this concept. Obviously, we've all been doing our bit, trying to get food to those most in need on the front lines in the most dire situations, and loads of artists, musicians, chefs, everyone has been trying to help and do what they can to raise funds from the world into South Africa. And here you guys you've started a relief fund that solves not one but two problems that are happening in the world right now, which I think is fantastic. You're taking restaurants who have obviously been extremely hard hit through this lockdown, and you're getting the staff to come together and cook food for those in need through a fund that you've created, which is now sitting at over R1 million. Am I right?
Yes, exactly. Gosh, I think this is a time that we will never ever forget in our lives, and that over the last few weeks, so much has changed. And like you mentioned, it's not only in food, but it's also in the other industries. So I'm just so blown away by how we are connecting with different sectors and kind of combining forces in this way. So yeah, I mean, the fund was something that we created under the Eat Out brand to raise funds for the restaurants. And the kitchens were empty, and we had chefs and waiters and people wanting to help. And as things got worse, we realized that we had to jump in as a brand and support the restaurants. And we started this initiative, and it's been incredible. It really, really has. So the fund was the biggest aim of the fund is to supply support to the restaurants, and to enable them to open their kitchens and to cook and to feed the needy and to feed the frail and to give back. So it really, really feels so good to be part of this. Yes.
It's wonderful. So basically, instead of sitting at home twiddling their thumbs, this fund was set up in order to get ingredients and to get, I suppose, support as well for those who are now without work in the restaurant industry, so that they can go into the kitchens, pay their chefs to come in instead of sitting at home and cook food. And that food was distributed so far to a bunch of different feeding programs, I presume, throughout the Western Cape, and I don't know if it's national.
It's definitely national. Yes, 100%.
National? Okay.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
So we have managed to, in a very short time, to raise more than R1 million. We've paid out all of those funds to the restaurants that apply to receive the funding. So we have a very strict criteria, and obviously they need to have the necessary permits and regulations in place to participate. Those restaurants are then vetted, and then the restaurants are paid out to. And we paid 33 restaurants so far with the funds that we've created. And we have a waiting list. So there are more restaurants coming and saying, you know, we still need help.
Incredible.
Yeah,
I think, you know, I just hope hearing about this fund, and obviously I know you guys are responding to an immediate crisis both in the restaurant industry as well as in the world and the country at the moment, which is obviously that a lot of people are without work and not able to put food on the table. But I hope, do you think that this is something that we can sustain as maybe a side to what restaurants already do? You know, I think one of the things that I've also noticed is a lot of waste in the restaurant industry, produce that they have to throw out. And I think with the way that our mindsets are changing around just the world in general, and the fact that we can't be so wasteful and so consumer based, do you think restaurants will continue to want to put aside some of the extra produce and maybe produce that they were going to throw away to continue feeding and to continue giving back to the communities who really do live on the breadline?
Absolutely. And you know what this fund and this whole initiative has showed us is that, you know, people are coming to us from all different areas. It's not only the restaurants, it's also the farmers and people that have extra produce that they want to donate. So yeah. I would love to believe that definitely this is sustainable. And, you know, as you know, it just, I think as a society, you know, this has been a massive reset button for all of us. And
sure.
the whole aim of giving back has become, you know, a part of our existence. So hopefully we can continue that. Yes.
That's wonderful. And yeah, I completely agree. I think what you guys are doing is so great because there obviously was or is a danger of a lot of restaurants closing. We've seen it worldwide. We've seen it in America specifically, and the UK, you know, where restaurants obviously have very high rent to pay, and a lot of restaurants have just been put out of business. And that's tragic, you know. And I think in a spot where we can support as a community, where we can support our favorite restaurants, but also in doing that, give back a bit. That's like it's a double win,
Absolutely.
You know. So how can everyone get involved? How can they donate to the fund? I think we've put the link there, help.eatout.co.za. What can everyone do to help their favorite restaurants at this time?
Okay, stunning. Yeah, I mean, you know, first of all, it's like I mentioned earlier, we already have a waiting list, so there's definitely a need, and you know, we are obviously, you know, speaking to all of our corporate partners, and you know, so far out of the 1 million rand that we generated, you know, we had a few corporate guys supporting us, but mostly from the public, you know. So it's wonderful to see how people are just coming to us. And if you want to donate, if you want to support, if you're in a position to participate and collaborate with us on this beautiful purpose, please visit our site, help@eatout. And also, please, you can just use your Zapper or your SnapScan
Amazing,
on the
easy.
site. So very easy, and you know, 10 rand, it's something, so it can be put to good use. Just to also add, we've already managed to feed 500 people, or 500 meals have been produced in the month of May.
Incredible. So that's wonderful.
Yeah.
A question that I have for you, Jeanine, I don't want to. We don't like to talk negative on the show. We like to keep it very light and positive. But obviously, a little bit of news that came out recently was that government want to control and regulate the feeding of you know, everyone, and sort of stop these feeding programs. Have you guys? What are your thoughts on that? And have you guys taken any steps to sign any petitions or help? Because I know from our side, you know, the program that we've been supporting in Fragrant are very freaked out by it and very worried because they're currently supporting 5,000 people a day, and they don't know if they have to suddenly stop that, they don't know what will happen. So what are your thoughts on that?
Gosh, I think, you know, that's quite a complex one. I think, you know, as Eat Out as a brand, our biggest purpose and aim was to create this fund. At this point, we're not necessarily getting involved in signing petitions and that kind of thing. But, you know, we do need to keep a very close eye on it. And, you know, when it comes to that point, we definitely need to assess and support. And, you know, we can access our audience and make sure the right message gets out and, you know, support in that way.
Sure.
yeah,
I mean, personally, I really hope that it doesn't reach that point, because I think
Exactly.
I don't think government have the capacity to actually deal with feeding the people. I don't think they realize how much, like, call it the middle class, how much the middle class has actually stepped up and really helped everyone in this time, you know. And I think we've all come together, and I think if the government, the few people that work in the government don't maybe understand the mass scale that this thing has had, and hopefully it doesn't get to a point where they go, suddenly no one is allowed to feed, and no one is allowed to continue with their soup kitchens, and
Totally. And if we're doing it within regulations, you know, there's no harm in that. And we can make that difference, and we can help.
Wonderful. Jeanine, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really hope that everyone who's watching goes and supports your fund. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, you guys can send money to this fantastic fund where they are taking, not only are they supporting those in need, but they're supporting restaurants that are on the verge of closing down. So supporting the staff, they can come to work, they can cook, and the meals and the food is generated and sent out to feed various feeding programs around South Africa. So please do go check out their link and help them out. We all have to pull together in this time. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you are able to put 3 meals on your table every day and you have a roof over your head, then the duty is on you to join everyone who is helping and do what you can.
Yep.
So thank you, Jeanine. It's been lovely having you on the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Good luck. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Big hugs. That was Jeanine Boshoff, everybody, from Eat Out Relief Fund. The Eat Out Relief Fund been doing incredible work, and really a big honor to have her on the show. I'm just having a look here. I think we're ready. Oh my gosh, we're getting already through halfway through the show, and I'm very excited for the next segment, because I've been watching this religiously for the last few weeks. I don't know if you guys are aware. Well, you should be aware. I'm sure you are aware. There has been a program that was started up at the beginning of lockdown called Wild Earth. And this is just the most incredibly awesome idea. Basically, what's been happening is various game farms around the Kruger Park region have been live streaming their game drives in the morning to those who have obviously not able to travel and go and visit the bush. And there have been some game rangers that have literally taken themselves out into the bush on their own. It must be very quiet, and they've gone and spotted wild animals, and they've live streamed this twice a day, every single day around the world, and this thing has just exploded. You can imagine. Everyone is watching, from China to New York City to London to Australia to everywhere, and these are proudly South African game rangers. And today we're talking to the Ngala crew, who are sitting at the moment right up there near the Kruger Park. We've got 4 game rangers looking very handsome. Guys, hello.
Just hang on.
Well, we have to find you. Hold on, wait 1 second. We're just getting you in. There we go. Hello, guys. How are you?
I'm editing it to make it work.
You look very dapper in your uniforms. Have you guys just come back from a game drive now?
And I'll be live again this afternoon. So I've just got back at 9:30. We didn't see too much, but we saw quite a few little birds.
Guys, sorry, we just had a little sound glitch there. So we're going to answer that question again. You've just come back from a game drive. Tell us a little bit about it.
It started off early this morning. It's getting really, really cold at the moment. So we were just basically trying to find some places where these animals might be finding a nice little patch of sun to warm up. And we didn't really find anything until about 8 o'clock this morning. And after that, things started to come together nicely. We found a little herd of elephants that I don't think you guys saw live, but we spring some more this morning at least. So
you guys, what time are you waking up to do these drives every day, like roughly, on a good day?
Quarter past 4. For some of us live a little bit closer, so they get to wake up a bit later. But it's a nice early start.
And I've watched it. I've watched how slick the production is. I mean, it's so amazing that you guys, you go out on your drives, you've got your cameras, you've got your you mic'd up, and you're spotting animals, and it's live streaming across the world. Have you guys how has it felt to suddenly be, going from obviously touring with people and taking out different crews of people and tourists to suddenly now, I mean, the world, like, it's just opened up, right? The world, everyone's watching you guys now. Has it felt different? Have you enjoyed it? What's the transition been like for you guys?
Yeah, it's been a big change, to be honest. Because usually what happened is when you take
people on safari, the nice thing is you can turn around and you watch their reaction to everything, to seeing all the animals, to seeing a leopard, a lion, and everything. Now you turn around and there's just a camera. So there's absolutely no reaction. But I must say the positive feedback, the love we're getting from literally everywhere has been phenomenal.
Across social media, that's wonderful. So we just want to quickly interrupt this. You guys stay where you are. I'm going to quickly play the video of what it is that you guys have been doing so that everybody can see exactly what we're talking about. If they're not familiar with Wild Earth, they're not familiar with Ngala, here's what's been going on, guys. You can check out. This is Wild Earth.
Beyond. It is not somewhere you end up. It is where you start to feel alive. Where everything exists in perfect balance. A land protected and enriched by her people and wildlife. Most travelers can navigate there, even when they have lost sight of the stars. It's where we all come from, and where we hope to return again and again. It is our source of peace. It's where we grow, and our roots find purchase. Beyond is not somewhere you run to. It is where time stands still. But as life tries to pull you from there, every longing for adventure, each ache to see a new horizon calls you back. Beyond is not just a place to visit. It's a longing to leave our world a better place.
So incredible. You guys are part of the And Beyond Ngala game ranging, and just it's a phenomenal resort, obviously, world famous, and now we're sitting in a situation where no one can visit. There's a risk of things shutting down completely, and creativity and live streaming have just jumped in, and now we are doing these incredible live game drives every morning and every afternoon. What are some of the things that you guys have been seeing? I mean, have you seen anything completely crazy that you would maybe not have seen before when you had a busier schedule with lots of tourists?
So everyone's looking at me. I think I've been one of the luckier ones.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily something that we wouldn't see without guests or with guests. But we've been following a pride of lions that's been around this area for the last several years or so, and we've noticed that one of them was starting to den, and we basically were following her to and from the den for the last month or so, and we were just waiting for that moment to eventually find one of the cubs that she had hopefully given birth to. And I was there, lucky enough. We followed her from a wildebeest carcass where she had a nice meal. She walked straight down towards the riverbed where we thought the cubs were denning, and we just sat and waited and waited and waited, and eventually, literally about 45 minutes later, we managed to see her picking up one of her cubs and carrying it from one den site to another. So that probably has been a highlight in the last. Sorry, I'm getting irritated by a fly here. But
No worries.
One of the highlights of not only my time here with Wild Earth, but also my time at Ngala is really special.
Amazing.
And
what
I think
an incredible
also
experience.
just to add to what Eric was saying, so like for us as well, whenever we have guests, you can imagine there will be more vehicles driving about and possibly more sightings that we can see as they go about. However, like I think from all of us, and there's also a few guys that are not even sitting here that's also working really hard behind the scenes in order to try and find some of these animals. And you can imagine an area as big as 15,000 hectares, which would normally have been covered by, there's not a lot of guests, but a bit more vehicles than we have now. But now it enables us to actually go out as a few individuals to try and track down these animals and find them. So we definitely have to work a little bit harder. However,
Sure.
we gain a lot of experience from that.
I'm sure. And in terms of, because obviously you've seen some incredible things. We've seen some incredible things through your eyes. How has it been transitioning from being, game rangers to a crew of a few tourists? And I know that you obviously are still entertaining people because you're still showing them what's out there and you're still taking them through and educating them on the terrain and on the animals they're seeing. But how has it felt suddenly being in front of a camera and being kind of, that it's streaming to like thousands of people around the world, Have any of you felt a bit camera shy, or have any of you felt a bit nervous, or has it just been kind of easy for you to do that?
I would say, at least for me, it's been a little bit easier because, yes, there are thousands of people watching, but you only see the cameraman. You turn around, look at the camera, that's all you see. So in that sense, it's been easier. But as Rowan said earlier, you're now not getting any reaction, like instantaneous reaction. So that's been harder. That for me was the hardest thing, is you're talking, you're laughing, you're answering questions, but you're not getting any feedback.
Yeah, you're just getting someone in your ear talking, telling you that there's a shout out from somebody here. And I can imagine. It's the same with music. We've also been live streaming gigs, and it's very hard to not have a crowd. Suddenly you're just like, was that terrible? Was that good? I don't know. But I think it's wonderful what you guys are doing. And I just want to commend you. I know my nephews at home, they don't miss an episode every single morning and afternoon. They're watching and they have it streaming on all the time. And I think it's fantastic that you're also shining a light on wildlife. One of the questions I'd love to ask, obviously we've noticed a marked difference in like the air quality and just the kind of the gentleness that has fallen on the cities at the moment. And I think it's revived a lot of nature in the city spaces. Have you guys noticed, the quietening down of the world? Have the animals changed? Are they behaving differently? Are they the same? Have you noticed it's been a revival of nature, or has it just been kind of like business as usual?
I think for us, we're lucky enough to, our closest town is really 50 kilometers away. So it's not really, pollution's not really ever been a problem there. I think the biggest difference is that now animals are taking over the lodges. I mean, we've got troops of baboons moving in, families of warthogs, the hyenas, bushbucks, everything's just moving into the lodge now. But I must say, from here, we've got the Drakensberg Mountains to our west, and we just comment all the time how much clearer it is. Every single time that they are.
I know, you can see every rock, every bush. I've got the same thing here in front of my house. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think we had a discussion about it the other day. I think like almost once every 2 weeks, like you would be able to see it like properly, maybe after a bit of rain or if there was a bit of wind blowing. However, now it's almost like on a daily basis. We can see it like it's a beautiful landscape, beautiful sunset. Like some of the views would probably be in our sunset safari.
Been incredible. And what do you guys think that is? Do you think that's because of air travel, or do you think it's because of just generally people slowing down?
I think a bit of both, most probably. But definitely people slowing down. No, it's wonderful to see it. In terms of animals, I don't think they've changed too much.
Signal.
It's less often, less good. And I think what could happen is it's a process of habituation. Now that we don't see them every day, it might come to a stage where they're a bit more unrelaxed every single time we see them.
Sure. Well, I mean, I can imagine that it's you just kind of have to feel it out, and when people do come back into the park, I would imagine you guys will just take it sort of day by day. And speaking of that, I would really, really love to come to Ngala. I think I'm going to chat to Amy. I think that's going to be one of the first things I do, because I haven't been to the bush for a good few years, and it's such a wonderful experience. I might see you guys in person sooner than you think. Come bug you. I will. Is this something that you guys are going to continue after lockdown? Are you going to keep it going?
Yeah, I think we're pushing most probably now till the end of October, maybe even December. So a little bit uncertain, but we'll definitely be going for a long time still this year.
Phenomenal. Tell me, guys, is there one thing I'm not sure of? Is there any kind of fundraising fund linked to this program for the benefit of wildlife, for the benefit of the lodges? Is there anything that has where we're trying to raise money globally, or is it just purely for entertainment, to help people through this time?
I don't think we're specifically raising money per episode or per view, but so that's and beyond as a whole, we've got several different conservation projects. We've got several different community projects that we work on in the reserves that surround these areas. And so I think one of the things that we're focusing on a lot now is trying to still work on community upliftment, especially through the potential decline of jobs in the area. So we are doing a whole bunch of things with the Africa Foundation, so building clinics. We're trying to make sure that water gets readily available to these communities. There's a few different projects that we can, I don't know if you'd like to go in more depth about them, but there's lots of write-ups on the websites and a few different places where we can see lots of information about them.
That's great, guys. If you want to check out more information, you can have a look at them on all social medias at Beyond Ngala or at Beyond Travel and read up a little bit about what they're doing. If you want to watch the live stream, it's done through Wild Earth, and that is at Wild Earth Official as well, so you can check that out. And it's twice a day. So tell us, remind us if you're in South Africa, what are the times, Central African times again?
It's, in the morning, we have now started at 6:30 till 9:30 a.m.
Yep.
And afternoon 3 till 6 p.m.
It's 3 till 6 p.m., 4 till 6 p.m.
3
till 6. Brilliant. And 6:30 to 9:30 in the mornings. Guys, I just want to say thank you so much on behalf of everybody who's been watching you for your dedication and for bringing us a little bit of nature into our lives where we stuck at home indoors in the four walls that we've got to live in at the moment. It's been really wonderful just to stay connected to wildlife and animals. And on behalf of everybody who's watched Wild Earth, I just want to say thank you so much for all the hard work you've been doing. It's been awesome.
Thank you, Jules. Thanks for the chat. And we also want to thank Wild Earth and I think from all of the rangers here and even those guys, we just want to say a big thank you to everyone that is watching. And thank you so much for all.
Beautiful, guys. Thank you so much. For Dapper Rangers, thank you so much for coming on the show. We will definitely be tuning in again. Bye. And hopefully seeing them sooner than later. It's very much on my bucket list. Amy, who is a friend of mine who works at Ngala, she set this whole thing up for us, and I'm going to be getting in touch with her. I have to go drop a visit and go check out the lodge soon, hopefully. Guys, what an amazing show it's been. It's gone so quickly, and I can't believe we're almost at the end of the segment. So we only have one thing left to do, and that is music. And that is obviously a big reason why we do the show, is to shine a spotlight on various musicians and various people that we just loving at the moment and that we're just excited about. And we have got a very awesome musician on the show right now who is up and coming, who is making some great music. And we're going to play you one of his lyric videos. We're going to be chatting to Wandile Mbambeni in a few minutes, but right now, before we do that, here is his lyric video of one of his brand new singles.
Take me back to our first night. Take me back to our first night. Take me back to our first night. Remember how it all played out. Take me back to our first night, 'cause I was in my feels back then. You should have seen your eyes back then. I knew I would be here for long. You should have seen your eyes back then. I knew I would be here for long. In Nike I was taken from the start. Your scent left a stain on my brain. You got me out, you're losing my mind. Like, isn't she lovely, bro? Like, isn't she wonderful? She got me out, you're losing my mind. In Nike, I was taken from the start, though. In Nike, I was taken from the start, yeah. You should have seen your eyes back then. I never felt the love like this. You should have seen your smile back then, babe. I couldn't even understand. You should have seen your smile back then. I never felt the love like this. And like it, I was taken from the start, babe. Like, isn't she lovely, bro? love like this. And I mean, my time is music. Hey, fronting with the fun is kinda bougie. Hey, never would've made it like a Marvin. Oh my, yeah. Never would've made it like a Marvin. Like, isn't she lovely, bro? Isn't she wonderful? Hey, I never would've made it like a Marvin, baby. Isn't she lovely, bro? Isn't she wonderful? Never would've made it like a Marvin. With the love like this, okay, let's all sing one. Take me back to our first night. I'm gonna take me back to our first night. Take me back to our first night. Take me back to our first night. Remember how it all played out. Take me back to our first night. Cause I was in my feels back then. You should have seen your eyes back then. I knew I would be here for long. You should have seen your eyes back then. I knew I would be here for
Oh, so smooth. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's like R&B feels on a Wednesday. It's super cool. Do we have Wandile on the line? Wandile.
Yes, I'm here.
Hello, my darling. How are you?
Yes.
Oh, look, you have a
I'm good,
professional
thanks. How are you?
microphone. You're looking so like smooth there in your studio space. I love it. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm very good. It's been a crazy episode. We've had a lot going on, and I'm very happy that we're finishing it with you and your beautiful face and your incredible talent. And dude, I just want to start by saying you started with a very different idea of what you were going to do with your life, or at least this is what I've been told. I believe you got to a little bit of a crossroads because you were playing almost professional rugby and you were kind of faced with a choice, music or sport. What made you go music? And tell us a little bit about that journey.
Yeah, I think it was more of a philosophical journey than a choice between the two arts or the two respective fields. It was I was playing rugby from high school. I was playing rugby, and then I got signed to Border Bulldogs under 18 team where I played. With that side, we won the Junior Currie Cup Premier Division to take it to the A team, and then I was signed to Eastern Province Kings the following year. There I played with the Eastern Province Kings junior side, and then we won the Premier Division Currie Cup there for the under 21 side on the B side. So I was
looking like that was going to be it.
Heart.
You know?
Yes. I mean, I played with a couple of Springboks. I mean, Lucanio Am, who's the captain of the Sharks. He was my center at Border Bulldogs. The captain of the Sevens was my captain at Eastern Province Kings. I'm very close to the rugby circle. The Springbok assistant coach was my coach at under 21. So I'm very close to the rugby circle.
So rugby was like your life for a bit, and music. How did that fit in? And how did that become like front and center for you?
Yeah. I started playing guitar 2010. I started teaching myself how to play guitar 2010, and it was really a hobby. I'm a creative at heart, and I just didn't like the whole rugby circle being told what to do. You know, it's made for some people, but not. I didn't think it was for me. You know, being like a soldier, military style. It's very military style. There's not so much as a freedom you would per se, but I mean that's rugby though. That's how it is.
Yeah,
it's a team sport. Yeah, for me, I didn't like that. I was a creative at heart, so I actually just quit rugby because I couldn't do that. You know, I just couldn't do that, and I was learning guitar. It was a hobby on my side, and I just picked it up. Ended up being at the forefront of what I wanted to do. I started busking, playing on the street, and those responses actually made me really keen, you know, because I got money.
Yeah,
I got instant money.
Like, oh, yeah, it's great. No, I mean, I think
we got paid at rugby, but it wasn't instant.
Yeah. And yeah, no, totally. And you know, I think, well, you're obviously a very talented guy. If you can just pick up guitar, like learn it, you know, and have a passion for it, and then suddenly be, yeah, I mean, putting yourself out there. I think a lot of people underestimate the value of something like busking, you know, because when you're busking, you're practicing and you're getting out there every single day and you're honing your craft, and like, you know, a lot of people look at it and go like, oh, it's like a weird thing to do, but I think it's a brilliant thing to do. I mean, my dad did it for 3 years around Europe, and it teaches you things. It teaches you about audience reactions, like you said, and I think it's super valuable, and hats off to you for actually doing it. How long were you busking for?
I busked for a while in PE. I think for a while. I mean, I went to Germany 2014. I toured Germany as well for a little like mini tour. I busked there. As well. I mean, I busked for like 2 years, I think. I would play the restaurant gigs. I'd play the covers, but I would busk most of the time. I wouldn't stay at home. I didn't have a studio. For me, it was getting myself out there, making sure I'm heard by people, and making sure that I'm learning how to interact with different crowds, how people love music, how you know, how that's important. I feel like connecting, you know, how to connect.
I got goosebumps.
With every human.
Yeah.
Dude, I got goosebumps,
That's
man.
what
That's so cool. Like, so I have so much respect for you. You know, just a lot of people are too proud to go out there and connect with people, and too scared, I guess, of exposing themselves. Because, you know, I say it all the time. Like when I'm performing, you know, I can perform to 100,000 people and feel way less nervous than when I'm performing to 5. It's something about like the proximity and you just like really you're in there. You know, it's like you're in their face and they can see into your soul.
Yeah, intimacy is all about the center of my music. I feel like that's one quote I always like about Erykah Badu says it a lot. Is that don't ever underestimate the power of connection on stage. Don't ever underestimate the power of connecting with just one soul, or you know, that can go far. One soul connecting with your music. You don't know the ends of where it could go. One person could be so inspired, and they the next Bill Gates. They the next philanthropist. They the next person. You know, so never underestimate the power of connecting. And that's why I started when I was in Cape Town. I think I moved up here 2 years ago to Joburg 2 years ago, and I started this thing called WM Sessions, where it was those home concerts, like invite only. For example, I would say,
awesome,
Jules, you're hosting this WM Sessions. We're coming to your house. You can only invite your friends, only your friends. I don't want any of my friends. I'm bringing my band. That's it. We're gonna play to you and your friends. That way, it exposes me to your friends, a connection that is very close to you, a personal connection, and you know, it's an intimate space. Anything goes. It's like a rehearsal.
Dude, I love your approach. I really, really love your approach. I think so many musicians can learn. You've got a very...
Jules, don't you think like it's so similar as well to how we kind of like started out? We had such similar philosophies, you know, like it's wild. It's so crazy, like hearing you talk about these things, and I'm like, it's like I'm hearing an echo, you know. I'm like, wow, this is so wild.
I'm glad I'm doing something right then. If I'm following you guys, then that's exactly where we're going.
Dude, well, listen, I'm really, really enjoying the music that you're putting out. It's got a lot of soul. It's very smooth. It's gentle. It's beautiful. And this is your latest single that is
which is really good, dude.
Yeah,
really good track.
And you released it during the lockdown, I imagine. And you made a lyric video, and like you made your own art, and I just love the hustle that you're putting out there. How have you found the, you know, adapting from being a musician that can tour, that can perform live, to being one that has to stay home? And you know, what has been your approach? How have you tackled this thing?
I mean, yeah, I think it's been up and down. First, thank you so much for liking the music. I really
love it.
Appreciate that. It's been up and down, you know. Some days it's good. Some days it's bad. Some days you're like, I'm tired of this Instagram live and playing to comments, you know. I just want to see people's faces. I just want to hear some sort of reaction, you know, because it connected.
I'll give you one.
So sometimes, sometimes it's frustrating. It's frustrating a lot, but I feel like the exciting thing is that it breeds a lot of space for innovation, and I'm excited because I wouldn't say I'm at a place where I would be commercial and have sold many records. I'm up and coming, and it's a fresh space, I think, for a lot of artists to just try new stuff right now. I mean, this is a space for innovation and innovative ideas that can grow the industry. So and I've been waiting for the industry to grow. So this is really exciting on my end.
It is.
There's more platforms.
I think that when it started happening, and my immediate thought when this thing started taking place was the up and coming artists, because I thought, we've already got a bit of a platform and we're kind of worried. And I looked at, I thought to myself, what are the up and coming guys going to do? They're just starting out, they're just starting to get momentum, and how are they going to navigate these waters? But I think you're right. I think it's all about your attitude. So if you have the approach of how can I actually create something out of this? How can I use this as the slate is wiped clean? I think I really hope that coming out of lockdown, there are going to be some incredible new talents and focus on new talents, and that people are not going to continue to just default to the bands that they know, because there's been a long what I call this, like, what's the word? Not fast. What is a fast in a way? There's been a long time where we haven't seen enough emerging talent coming into the bigger spotlights. And my hope for post-COVID-19 is that we have more emerging talent and more support for emerging talent from people. So if anyone's watching this, you guys, the job's on you to go out there and discover the new artists and back them.
And support them.
Support them. Do what you can.
Everyone's on the screen right now,
Yeah.
Hey, look, and I think, you said an interesting thing. You were like, I'm tired of playing to Instagram. Well, maybe there's an opportunity there. Like, host a little Zoom concerts, invite a bunch of your friends, break open whatever drinks you got left, if you have any. Otherwise, it's a tea party, which is okay as well. Are you on Twitch? Because Twitch is great. That's brilliant.
Yeah. I'm looking at a lot of different ideas, just to kind of bring that connection into the digital space. How we can, as an industry, how do we, bring interviews or music, the process of making beats or the process of collaborating with artists. How do we bring all of this into the digital space and create that connection, that little that makes it. That's what's exciting for me. I just want to see that. I think, and it's coming soon.
Look, I think my biggest piece of advice to you, just with regard to that, is just consistency. So don't just do it once and think that because I maybe only had 20 people tune in or whatever, that it's not worth doing. Consistency is key. You're creating a destination, and maybe only 20 people came the first time, but the next time it's going to be 25. And if you got good products and they like it, they're going to keep coming back. So keep doing it, dude.
Wandile, I just want to say, from our side, we love your openness, we love your attitude and your approach, and it's been an honor to chat to you. And I'm wishing you all the best with the music and your career. And I think you've got a great team around you. And I think we'd love to, when things ease up and you're able to travel again, we'd love to host you in the studio, maybe for a songwriting session and just hang out. It would be really nice to.
We'll do, definitely like that.
To have you in the space. So do get in touch when things start to open a bit more.
Will do. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for being on the lockdown. We're over time already. I can't believe it. It's gone so fast. Wait. Before we go there, how can we find you on social media? Where are you at? I think we've got the tag on the handle, but just tell us.
Yeah, at Wandile Mbambeni Instagram, at Wandile Music Twitter, wandilembambeni.com. That's my website. You'll find everything there pretty much. And you can find me on all socials if you look for Wandile Mbambeni or Kwakumnandi or whatever you search for, you'll find that.
Perfect. Wandile Mbambeni, guys, go check him out on all the social media. Support him. What an awesome guy. What a wonderful way to end the show. Thank you so much for your time this morning. And all the best with the creation of your music. And we can't wait to see you in the studio very soon.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one.
I'll
definitely be looking out. Thank you so much. Keep doing what you guys are doing. It's amazing.
Thank you, we will. That's Wandile Mbambeni, everybody, on the lockdown. Ending off the show on a really positive note. Very great news. Another positive news story. So Troy Fourie, he's been a little shining star. We set out this challenge for you guys, which was a sandwich challenge, just to see how many sandwiches that you can make as our Cape Town crew, because obviously we're in Cape Town, and we were set out to collect sandwiches from a bunch of people. We've had sandwiches pouring in from all over Cape Town. But Troy Faree has just taken it to another level. Thank you. We just want to say, Troy, look at this. Today he is delivering 250 cups of soup and 30 loaves of bread, and every week he's been doing sandwiches, soup, food to Fragrant feeding scheme. He's literally rallied all of the stores around him, all of the community around him to cook, and he's feeling so inspired. He messaged me this morning to say, Jules, I'm feeling so good, and I just want to thank you so much for inspiring me to do this. And I want to thank you, Troy, for picking up the ball. We started a leaderboard, and we were going to have this as a challenge, but to be honest, I don't think anyone's going to bring Troy down off the top of that leaderboard spot. He's really killing it. So thank you, Troy, and I hope more of you can be inspired to, do what you can in your communities at the moment. We're, as a country, as a nation, we're trying to pull this together, and the only way we can do that is to be together and to do what we can to help everyone get through the situation. So guys, thank you again for tuning in on this Wednesday. We've got another bumper episode coming at you on Friday, so don't miss it. 9:30 on Friday morning, we'll be back with you. And if you are still keen, you can grab yourself a GoodLuck face mask. I don't have one with me right now, but we have really cool GoodLuck face masks which you can grab on our online store. The link is in the comment section. Also, please continue to stream our new single, Rum and Cola. It's climbing. We want to get it to 100,000 streams by Friday, and that's on you guys. So stream it. You know what I say to everyone? Just put it on, play it, put it on Spotify, put it on repeat, and then turn the volume down if it gets irritating, and just let it repeat all day long. That way you can help us get our streams up on the song. So guys, it's been an amazing episode with you. Thank you so much to everyone who's been donating to our GoodLuck Cares program. We're on 500,000. We've got a 2-ton truck arriving at Fragrant on Thursday full of vegetables from the farms, and we're continuing just to do what we can to make sure that everyone is kept fed through winter and through this COVID-19 situation. It's been a wonderful Wednesday. Thank you so much for this morning, and we'll see you on Friday. Till next time, everybody love everybody. Good night, good afternoon, good morning, good night, and good luck.
Good guys, listen to it.